Welcome back everybody, I hope you're having a beautiful day. It's an amazing day today because we're back reading some more I Don't Work Here Lady, and I'm so excited for this. The last episode was so fun. Really been enjoying these new subreddits that we haven't checked out. So yeah, I'm not going to waste any time today. Let's get into it. Enjoy guys. How I Don't Work Here Lady almost turned scary for an off-duty police officer. This story came from my friend's husband Adam, and yes, it is Belle's husband. Belle's my retired army officer friend. Yeah, we've read the other stories by this person, and they're so good. Adam worked as a police officer from the late 90s to the early 2010s, until being injured in the line of duty. One December evening, Adam was finishing up his shift when Belle, who he was dating at the time, called him asking if he could pick up a couple of last-minute things for a Christmas party. Since the Mart of Walls is about a mile away from the station, Adam decides to go there. He's wearing a thick dark blue coat over his uniform, complete with a vest, belt and gear, including his sidearm, radio, handcuffs and a baton. He's in the dairy section getting some cream when he heard a woman say in a low voice, "Excuse me?" Adam turns to look. There's a young woman, maybe college age, dressed in jeans, a thick coat and heavily pregnant. Definitely not the Karen type. Can you please help me get a TV from the back? Okay, before we read any more of this, I just want to say that so many of the stories we've read have been in a bloody Walmart. I've never been to a Walmart before, but from the stuff that we read, it sounds like they can get pretty wild. Adam is about to use the classic "I don't work here lady" line when he sees the fear in her eyes. Now on high alert, he leans in close to her and whispers, "What happened? I'm scared of my husband. He just shot the officer who pulled us over." Oh my god, what? Adam looks up and sees this strung out looking man who looks like he hasn't showered in days, and as Adam recounted watching them with shark eyes, thinking fast, Adam says loud enough for the man to hear, "I'm more than happy to help you, ma'am. Let me page the back and we'll get it in a minute. Hang tight." And using his cell phone, which wasn't as common as it is now, he texted a fellow officer who was still on duty, asking her if an officer got shot. When she confirmed it and asked what was going on, he told her what was going on, to alert the manager and to send a couple of units to the store. She responded to him that the units were on the way, the manager had been alerted and to hang tight. Once he received her text, he said, "It's on its way to the front. I'll personally escort you there so the manager knows who it belongs to." So he leads the family to the front and makes eye contact with the manager. The manager, who recognizes Adam from previous excursions, comes over. Adam, keeping up the charade, says to the manager, "Boss, I think it'd be good to get this lady off her feet for a little bit, just while we get the car loaded." He said with a meaningful look, "It is going to take several minutes anyway." The manager nods and says, "Of course, come with me, ma'am. My office is just this way." Once the lady and the manager were safely away, Adam and the man head out to the parking lot, and just then Adam sees the officers getting out of their cars and nods at them. The takedown wasn't as dramatic as you'd expect it to be. They recognized him and arrested him. As soon as several outstanding warrants for his arrest were revealed, the officer the man had attacked did survive his injuries, and the man got a nice long prison sentence for several charges, including attempted murder. The lady filed for divorce and, with Adam and Belle's help, was able to get home to her family, and the last Adam heard, she was doing well. When she heard the story, Belle, as she put it to me, "Knew I met the man that I was gonna marry someday." Oh, that's so incredible. They handled that so well. Yeah, wow, that's amazing. What a legend. I was on the edge of my seat reading that. Such a good start to the episode. The next one is called Entitled Karen vs. Ex-Navy Aviation Pilot. And also, once again, it's by the same person. Mum and I were sharing I Don't Work Here Lady stories, and she shared how she met my stepdad. I knew they met at an airport, but I didn't get the full details until now. Several years ago, Mum was a brand new flight attendant, her dream job. She was heading to her gate, excited for her first ever flight as an attendant. When she stopped by our villain, Karen, the conversation went roughly as follows. Karen, "Excuse me, Mum, how may I help you?" Karen, "I need you to upgrade us to first class." Mum, I'm sorry, but you'll need to talk to the gate agent. I'm a flight attendant." Mum could understand Karen's confusion because gate agents and flight attendants wear the same uniform. However, they're completely different departments. A gate agent can't do what a flight attendant can do, and vice versa. Karen, "I don't care, you're gonna upgrade me to first class." Poking Mum in the chest, "Right freaking now." Oh my god. Enter our hero. Stepdad, who just so happened to be the captain of Mum's flight, was getting some coffee at a nearby shop and he overhears Karen's entitled rant and he comes up. Stepdad, "What seems to be the problem, ma'am?" Karen, "Finally, I'm Karen and I need to be put onto first class on the flight 123. Stepdad, "That's my flight. I'll speak to the gate agent after you apologize to my flight attendant for your entitled behavior, or I'll have you kicked off my flight." Now, most people would agree to do this, but as you can probably guess, Karen isn't one of them. Instead, Karen then does the stupidest thing that you can imagine. She tries to punch stepdad in the face. What Karen and mum didn't know is that stepdad is a Navy veteran who used to train fighter pilots and is in good shape. The next thing mum knows, stepdad has twisted Karen around, had her arms pinned behind her back and calling for security. The flight ends up being late because mum and stepdad were giving statements and agreeing to press charges. Karen ended up getting pressed with assault charges and also getting banned from the airline. That evening, once everybody finishes up, stepdad comes up to mum. Again, the conversation went like this. Stepdad, hey, I wanted to apologize about that. I heard that you're brand new and I hope I hadn't scared you off from your job. Mum, nah, I've got 2 kids. It takes more than that to scare me. Stepdad, still, I want to make it up to you. Are you free this evening? I know a really great restaurant in town. Mum, I'd love to. A few years later, they got married. Oh, that's so beautiful. Not the part about the entitled Karen, but the ending of it was so nice. And I feel like this is how it should be. Like if we're gonna read a story about some super annoying entitled people, it better have a beautiful ending. The next story is called Fired from Walgreens that I never worked at. In fact, I've never worked at any Walgreens. This was some 10 years ago, and while the conversation is paraphrased, I remember it like it was yesterday. At the time, I was working grave and swing as a casino players host in Reno, Nevada. For those who don't know what that job is, we take care of the high rollers, make sure they get comps, dining, and hotel reservations, get invites to tournaments, limo rides, you name it. I wore a nice black blazer with a name tag, slacks, comfortable but professional shoes, hair and makeup all done. The days I worked swing, I was off at 3 a.m, but after waiting for the bus and the ride home, I'd make it to my place at about 5. Directly across the street from my home was a Walgreens. I stopped in a lot of mornings to grab a protein shake or pick up prescriptions, etc. But on Wednesday mornings, they put out a lot of clearance items. You could snag small appliances dirt cheap, so I was always there on Wednesdays stocking up on Christmas and birthday presents. The employees and manager knew me by sight and some by name. I was usually a zombie after work, I think like most people, lol. And this Wednesday was no different. I was looking over the latest selection, trying to decide if I needed a new coffee maker or just wanted one because it was clearance for like $5. A woman was next to me speaking Tagalog into her phone. I don't speak it, but Reno has a pretty large Filipino community, so I could at least recognize it. Her language isn't important to the story, it just struck me how odd the little things that we remember are. She finished her conversation and looked at me. Can I get a discount on this? I don't remember what this was, some sort of small appliance. The box is all smashed up. No idea, I told her, but I would ask to plug it in to test it before I bought it if the box is damaged. I have no idea if anybody can actually do that, but it did seem reasonable to me. Why would you sell something that doesn't work? She demanded. I had no idea at this point that she thought I worked there. I thought she was making conversation. In my defense, I was still half asleep and I just wanted a good deal on a damn stick blender. Oh, I told her, I absolutely wouldn't sell it, but I'm not in the business of selling things anyway. Oh, so you're too good and important to sell things? That's just for the low employees? I finally looked at her. Until then, I was pretty focused on staying awake. I could see that she was getting angry. It dawned on me that I still had my name tag on. I slipped it off. They're the kinds with magnets, not pins, and then I stuck it in my pocket. Oh, sorry, I forgot to take this off. I started to say that I don't work here, but she was having none of it. Oh, what, you think you're too good to help me? Just because I'm Filipina? She may have said Filipino. I confess I don't know which one is correct and I'm only going off memory. My money is good. She said something in Tagalog that did not sound flattering. What, you think you can trick me by taking off your name tag? I don't want your money. I don't work here. I'm shopping. Now please leave me alone. She ignored everything I just said except for, oh, you won't be getting my money because you need to give me this for free for not helping me. Ma'am, I tried to reason with her. I can't give you that. I really don't work here. If you take it without paying, that is stealing. Oh, so what? Now you think I'm poor and a thief? What the hell? Where did poor come from? I want to talk to the manager of the whole store. Lady, I turned back to the shelf. I wish you would talk to bloody anybody but me. I didn't swear because I was angry. I just have a potty mouth. She stomped off on her heels, making little tick, tick, tick sounds on the linoleum. I decided that I did need another coffee maker and also that stick blender. As I was putting both into my cart, I hear tick, 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 tick. Great, she's back, but she's not alone. Tom, the store manager, was with her. There she is, the woman shrieked. She called me a poor thief and said a swear at me. I want you to fire her and make her poor. Weird obsession with poverty. Tom looked at me confused. What's happening? I grinned and I held up my coffee maker. Shopping. Tom was even more confused. But why are you insulting her and swearing? She thinks I work here and she wanted me to let her steal an appliance. Okay, I know, a bit of an exaggeration, but she started it. This was the moment that her medication stopped working. In a very loud mix of English and Tagalog, she shrieked shrieked out our entire interaction. Surprisingly, she told it correctly too, except that I didn't put my name tag away to trick her. Tom was done at that point. He just looked at me and said, "You're fired." The woman grinned maliciously at me, grabbed her smashed up box and then stormed off with Tom as I shrugged and made my way over to the allergy medication or some other area of the store. I don't 100% remember, but I have terrible allergies, so that seems likely. At the register, Tom asked me what really happened. I told him everything, including how I told her that I wish she'd effing talk to anybody but me. Tom laughed and told me I was still fired. Yay, I grinned. Do I get a severance package? Tom laughed even harder. To be fair, you did swear at her, plus you don't actually work here, so no severance package. And that was it. I shopped there for many hours before I moved. I never saw her again, so I'm sure she went on content with getting me fired and making me poor. Oh my god, that was so fun to read. Good job, OP. You handled that so well. Wow, really enjoyed reading that. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about these subreddits. I've been enjoying them so much, and I hope you guys have too. The next story is called Started Sweet and Then Turned Sour. I love books, so I take my kids into the bookstore all the time. So I was in the kids section helping my youngest look at different books when another little boy asked me where the bad kiddie books were. So since I was there, I showed him. He thanked me and then went back to what he was doing. All fine, right? And then a little while later, I was looking at books for myself when his mother comes up to me and asked me where the mystery and thrillers were. I don't read that genre, so I told her I wasn't sure. Oh, you must be new. This is the part where you help me find them. Far out, the audacity. I told her I didn't work there. I was just a customer. She tells me if I don't help her that she'll tell my manager. Oh my god, what's wrong with these people? The person is telling them that they don't work there, and the entitled person is trying to convince them that they do work there. They don't give a crap about the manager. They don't work there. I tell her go ahead because I don't have one. She starts following me, telling me how horrible I am because I helped her son but not her, that she's gonna get me written up. My son comes up to me at that point, ready to leave. I thought that'd make it clear to her that I didn't work there. Nope. She got even more mad that I brought my child into work with me. She followed me all the way to the register and demanded they get a manager because I'm the rudest employee she ever encountered. The woman at the register was so confused. The manager came over, told her I didn't work there, and then the woman tells me, if you were just taking the time to help me find my book, this wouldn't have happened. My son, who always has something to say to escalate a situation, tells her, that's not how you say sorry. Mum says that you say it without making an excuse. I hustled him out of there quickly, but I couldn't tell him he was wrong. He had a point. Edit or update. After seeing all the suggestions to get him ice cream, I felt so bad that I hadn't thought of it at the time that I rectified it this morning. It's been too cold for ice cream, but I took him and his sibling out for Starbucks for a treat. Luckily, this happened a couple of days ago, so it was still fairly fresh on his mind, and he got to be all proud of it because as he saw it, thanks to him that they got a treat today. So as far as he's concerned, he got bragging rights and a treat, which makes him even happier. Oh, that's so awesome. You and your son sound like legends. But yeah, for real though, how much of a dingbat do you have to be to have somebody repeatedly telling you to your face that they don't work somewhere, but you still don't listen or you still don't understand what they're saying? Like, oh my god, they don't give a damn if they lose their imaginary job. People are so unbelievable. The next one is called, yeah, He's My Husband. So, my husband and I are in an interracial relationship, which is not extremely common in our country due to our history, but there are more and more interracial couples out there each day. For context, due to our cultural history in our country, some people are more inclined to accept same-sex relationships over interracial. No one makes a public deal about same-sex relationships, but there are instances of interracial relationships between popular figures that are heavily criticized by people. Anyway, so my husband and I are walking to my favorite stationery store, and I'm like a kid in a candy store, walking down every single aisle, pointing out things I want to buy, explaining why, and just generally sharing with my husband, who's walking a step back from me with the trolley, just lazily following me down each aisle, patiently listening to what I have to say, because he's amazing lol. He then got distracted down one of the aisles with some gadget, and I just continued down the aisle, when a lady starts following behind me, and I kinda just ignored her. Maybe it's not relevant, but she's the same race as my husband, so she walks up to me eventually, and I start walking back to find my husband, and she starts rambling off without a hitch about how she's looking for this specific item, and when she's done, I just look at her and go, sorry, I don't work here, and she goes all red in the face and says, well, I saw you helping that gentleman, and you look like you know what you were doing, so I thought you worked here. And I go, well, yeah, he's my husband, and shocked and clearly embarrassed, she just looked at me, mumbled sorry, and then walked away. Meanwhile, my hubby heard the whole thing, and is laughing his ass off the whole time. Edit, wow, I didn't realize that so many people would latch onto the race thing in the way that they did. Firstly, let me clarify by saying that yes, I am from South Africa, as some of you you guessed. Second, it is a big deal being in an interracial relationship in our country. For the one commenter calling me a racist for assuming, I don't care what you think because you clearly have no idea what it's like to be in an interracial relationship in a country, and more specifically a city, where people think it's wrong. Like seriously, we get heavily criticized and we've been asked, why can't my husband find a nice young girl that's his race? It isn't presumptuous of me to assume it was based on my skin color, because it happens all the damn time when people of my husband's race walk to him and immediately start speaking in a language that he does not understand, and I stand aside laughing my ass off because I'm fluent in that language, but because of my skin color there's an unconscious bias. It is a thing in our country. The top comment: to me, the most surprising thing in this story is that you have a favorite stationery store and you use a trolley in it. Lol. Yeah, how awesome is that? Like, I don't need just a couple of stationery supplies. Let's load up a trolley. That's so awesome, and I definitely understand. Stationery is so fun. But yeah, I'm sorry that you have to deal with stuff like this, OP. And also, like this comment says, she forgot to preface the request with, "Excuse me, do you work here?" Would have saved herself the shame. You'd think so, but also maybe not. As we've read in the other stories, there are so many people that when they're asking somebody if they work there and they respond and say no, they don't even believe them and they're trying to convince them that they work there. The next one is called, I can't cover the shift because I don't work for you. So I'm on mobile and English is not my native language, not in the US. Well, this is kind of fresh off the press since it happened about 3 hours ago. Background: I'm a registered nurse that used to work in a major hospital until last November when they fired me. I just finished my work for the day. I work deliveries now when my phone rang. I was expecting a call, so I made the rookie mistake of not checking the phone number. From now on, me is me. HM is hospital manager. Me, hello. Hospital manager, hello, I need you to cover the shift tonight. Me, what? We don't have shifts in my current job. Who is this? Hospital manager, I'm a manager at Big Name Hospital. I need you to cover the shift tonight. Me finally knowing who was calling. How much? Hospital manager, what? Me, how much are you gonna pay me to cover the shift? Hospital manager, well, you will get double overtime on top of the normal payment, about 100 euros for 8 hours. Me, since I don't work at the hospital, I want 350 euros. Hospital manager, no, you have a contract. Me, no, you fired me last November, so if I come in to cover, I'll come as an independent contractor, and my price is 350 euros. If you find the money, call me. And then I hung up. He hasn't called me yet. Oh, that's so funny. I love how you handled this, OP. Like, yeah, they're not going to make that mistake again. Like, you need to come in and cover the shift? No, actually I don't. The next one is called, I legally can't work here. For context, I've always looked a lot younger than I am. I'm 24 and people still ask to see my ID for 18 plus events and R-rated movies. When I was in middle school, my uniform consisted of khaki pants or skirts and a dark green collared shirt. I also used to frequent a discount store chain that happened to have the same uniform, but you had to be 18 to even apply to work there. Every week my mum would let my brother and I each spend a couple of dollars in the store after school. People asked me all the time where things were, and I could usually say that I don't work here. They would say that I was clearly a child and they'd leave me alone. One time when I was about 12, my mum took us to the store. It was after school, so I had my uniform on, but I also had my school ID plastered with my school name hanging around my neck. I was browsing the candy section when a man came up to me. I'd seen him there a lot before that day, but never up close. He was a big dude and I'm already very shy, so I was nervous to start with. Him, toilet paper. Me, what? Him, angrily, toilet paper, where is it? Me, I don't know, I don't work here. Him, yeah you do, you're wearing the shirt. Me, no, see, holding up my ID. Him starting to yell, this is why y'all are stuck working in such a stink hole. You're all lazy and dumb as hell. Wow, what dude? At that point, my goddess of a mother came around the corner. She used to be a criminal prosecutor and isn't afraid of anything. She grabbed me by the shoulder and kind of pushed me out of the aisle, saying over her shoulder, she's 12 butthole. My mum took me up to the front to check out and told the manager what happened. The manager asked me who did it, and I was trying my hardest not to cry, so all I could do was point. It was a small store. The manager said that she'd take care of it, and my mum hustled me out to the car and then back home. I never saw that guy again. I ended up working in that same location with the same manager after I turned 18. Apparently she told him that if he wanted to talk to people like that, then she didn't want his business. The job ended up sucking, but the manager always looked out for me. Thanks, Janae. Yeah, how awful. And once again, they're getting angry at you after you say that you don't work there. Like, bro, they said they don't work there. Why don't they go, oh, okay, sorry, my bad, and then move on with their day? What the hell is getting angry at somebody gonna solve? The next one is called, you want to call my manager? Okay, call him. This happened over a year ago at a Walmart. For some context, on my days off, I have a blue Dickies work shirt that I wear whenever I go out that has pins and patches all over it. Sort of my battle vest, if you will. This fact means that more than once I've been mistaken as a Walmart employee, which I normally just brush off, but this dude took it to another level. So I go to Walmart to drop off my car for an oil change. I decide that I'll walk through the store since it was hot out, then across the parking lot to a fast food joint for lunch. As I'm walking down one of the aisles, I hear a grumpy "sir" from the other side over a pallet of products. I just sort of ignore it and I keep on walking. A quick look at me should tell you that I don't work here, but this guy walked around the pallets and gets right in front of me, all the while yelling "sir" at me. I stop because he's now right in front of me, and I take out one of my earbuds, to which this guy starts to go off on me. Are you going to freaking help a customer or just to freaking ignore me? You shouldn't have your hat or freaking headphones on at work. Wow, the audacity. Maybe they're not at work. He yells and I just roll my eyes and say, that was rude, but no, I will not help you. I then gestured at my lack of Walmart name badge and all the pins and patches on my shirt, trying to imply that I don't work here. Well, I want to speak to your manager. You shouldn't treat customers like this. I start to pull my phone out and scroll through my contact until I find my manager. Mind you, my manager at the time was a grumpy old man from Tennessee who would take zero crap from anyone. Had this guy called my manager, he would have had his ass verbally handed to him. You want to speak to my manager? Okay, but he's going to tell you the same thing that I'm about to tell you. F off and don't yell at anybody like this. Dude is now getting even more angry as I show him my manager's number. Go ahead, call him. Tell him I didn't help you out. I don't work here and it's my day off. You shouldn't be treating people who do work at a store like this. The guy just mumbled something and then pushed past me and walked away, having never called my manager. The next time I was at work, I told my manager this story and he got a laugh out of it, saying that he would have loved it if that guy had have called him. Yeah, I wish he did. That would have been so funny. But yeah, there's a really common theme amongst all of these. Entitlement. The next one is called Fire This Person That Doesn't Work Here Because They Can't Help Me. Hey everybody, I got a short but sweet little story for you from the other day. So I was shopping in my city and I went into a small business store there that I like to get my dice and tabletop games at. I frequent this store pretty often and I have become acquainted with the owner. We chat during my visits as I'm one of those I put the items back on the shelves after I'm done looking at them type. It is understandable that this lady might have confused me with an employee. Quick info, the owner only has one employee who wasn't in that day and the store isn't too big, easily manageable for one person alone, no uniform, just name tags. The following conversation ensues. Lady, I'm looking for so-and-so game. I don't remember exactly. Me, I don't think they have it here but, and the lady cuts me off. Then where can I get it? Me, sorry but I don't know. Lady, how can you not know? Do your job and tell me. Owner joins us due to commotion. Sorry, is there a problem? Lady, are you the manager? Your employee here refuses to tell me where I can find a game. You should fire them. Owner looks at me and smirks with the best customer care voice. OP, you're fired. Lady, confused. Me, catching on. Oh, cool, thanks. Owner, you refused to help this lady? Me, yeah, sure did. Owner, you're fired. Me, aw, dang. Owner to the lady. Now, what did you need again? I've never seen somebody look that much like a fish and then huff and puff out of the store. Honestly, one of the best encounters of my life. Thank you for reading. I hope you enjoyed. Wow, that's so awesome. You and the owner handled this so well. That's so funny. I love this subreddit so much. I feel like that's a good place to leave today's episode. But guys, I'm making a new episode on here super soon. But for now, let's read some wholesome memes. My boyfriend managed to sneak our floofer through a 30-minute trail behind the stadium so she could be at my graduation. Oh, that's so beautiful. I love that so much. And yeah, wow, congratulations. That looks like such a beautiful moment. I just want to know why my clothes only get caught on the door handle when I'm in a bad mood. The door knows and is trying to hug you. Wow. I never thought about that. Maybe that's what is happening. That's such a cute way of putting it. Like maybe it's a good thing. Like it's definitely frustrating, but maybe there's some wholesomeness behind it. This is Miller, a good boy who lost some pounds. He just wanted to post his transformation picture to inspire you. Oh, Miller, you absolute legend. So cute in both pictures. Yeah, hell yeah, Miller. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you had a wonderful time. And if you did and you want to see more episodes on this, make sure you like and subscribe. And the comment of the day today goes to Errant Wins. Such satisfying stories today. Yeah, sometimes they're so good, especially on like those revenge subreddits. But yeah, I'm glad you enjoy the episodes. They're so fun to make. And yeah, guys, thank you for all the ongoing support. I've got a fun video planned for tomorrow and I'll see you then. Make sure you look after yourself and make sure you have a beautiful, amazing rest of your day. And you know what I'm about to say because I say it every single day. Bye!